Yeah, hello. She said like, oh, you teach my daughter Hannah. And this is me, Miss Marzook. And she's thinking, no, I don't think she's known as Miss Marzook. I said, you're Miss Marzook's mom? She said, yeah, I'm Miss Marzook's mom. And I said, yeah, she's one of my favorite girls. I'm kidding. I said, you are one of my favorites, not one of mine. She said, oh, we know all about you at my place. I'm like, you'd better. Anyway, let's go to 15. Oh my God. So I'll have to go there now. You leave me no choice.
We already know.
Can you make it?
Record it.
Oh.
See, look, he always does that.
What?
The stands.
Oh, look at that.
When you're throwing a javelin.
It is kind of. Very small. Very small.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You gotta get a running start.
Running start? There is no running start.
Just throw it.
How about you if you don't make it no horn?
It's not that.
Let me guess. Is that Hernandez or Rodriguez? Hernandez.
Try again. One more time.
That was bad.
Okay, let me try again. No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
No homework.
Okay, no prep, just correct. Okay? So, lots of homework. Lots of homework. Did you guys get that? Did you get the second one? Did you get the second one when I made it?
Yeah.
You did or you didn't?
I got both.
You got both?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Send them to them?
Yeah, can you mail the second one? The first one from the archives.
Are you gonna put it on Facebook?
Okay, guys, have a look at 15 minutes.
Let's go.
No, so when I'm at say UCR and UCLA, it's a bigger hall, so I'll just go to the corner and bigger hall.
Wait, you're throwing markers in college?
Why not? It's not like I'm gonna change my personality. It's the way I
I
am.
thought you had to be like very like proper in college.
No, I'm the way I am. They don't care. Okay, have a look at 15 please. Shh. So it says y equals 2 radical x minus 1. It says find the equational line parallel to this, but it's going to be perpendicular to that line. Okay, so I can find the slope of this guy. Can you see? Parallel lines have the same slope, so I can find the slope of this line, of this curve, and then it should be. So can I find that slope and do negative reciprocals? Then I'll set them equal. Is that clear? So let's find the slope of that guy, which is 2. And what's the derivative of radical x minus 1?
1/2 radical.
Times, this is 1. Will the 2's cancel? So that's my first slope. I'll rewrite it. 1 over radical x minus 1. Okay. Let's find the second slope. It is normal x plus 2y equals 3. What do I write? 1 plus 2y dash equals 0. Therefore, y dash equals negative 1/2. But what's the slope I'm interested in?
The normal.
The normal one. So I kind of show it like this, y perpendicular, which is just 2. Okay. Now can I set these two equal?
Yes.
So erase this. So 1 over radical x minus 1 equals 2. Who can tell me how to solve that?
Cross multiply.
Cross multiply. So it's 1 equals 2 radical x minus 1. Next step.
Divide by 2.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that also. He says divide by 2. I'm going to write the letter on the left side. Is that radical x minus 1 equals 1/2? Okay, next step.
Put the both of the sides to the second power.
Okay, so it becomes x minus 1 equals
Plus or minus?
You're squaring. You're not taking square roots. You're squaring. There's no plus or minus if you square. There's 1/4. Last step. What do you get? 5/4. Is that clear? Can I plug it into the function? Because I need the equation of the line. So should I plug it into the function and get the y value? So you have y equals 2 radical x minus 1. So that's 2 radical 5/4 minus 1, which is 1/4. Square root? Final answer? 1. So your point is 5/4 comma 1. Yeah? And then I need a slope also, right? Did I not find the slope already? Was the slope 1 over radical x minus 1? Correct? That was the slope. Should I plug that in there? We can do the math in our heads. What's 5/4 minus 1? We just did it. 1/4 square root? So what's the actual slope? 2. So x equals 1/4. That's 5/4 minus 1, 1/4. So 2. Final answer, y minus 1 equals 2 parentheses x minus 5. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Just clarification. For the last step, because you're finding the equation of the line that's parallel and normal.
And yeah, no, we don't care with normal. The normal one is to find the point. So I find this slope, I find that slope but do negative slope because they're normal. And then when you set them equal, you get the x value. But I still need the y value, so I plug into the original because that's to the curve. And then slope, do the.
Then you plug in the slope at that point.
Yeah, at that point.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Let's do another problem. Oh, 18. This was there in your chapter test. What do you have? Okay, 18. We did this even in BC because it's a common overlap problem. Oh, do you want to take roll?
I already did.
You did?
I did it for first grade too.
Okay, thank you. Oh, don't forget to mark Boardman absent.
And Boardman.
Oh yeah, and Boardman in. So have a look. It says if this is this line, it's actually a line, k is a constant, is tangent to that curve, find k. Now many students have trouble with this problem, like what do I do? Please understand, if I knew x and y, do I know k? So understand the goal. So my goal is to find x and y. The answer is sure. So I'm telling you this guy is tangent to that, so what do I just do?
Find the derivative of f(x).
And then
Then
set it equal to that slope, the tangent. So the slopes will be the same. Find the slope of the line, tell me what to write.
6x.
Oh no, I'm finding the slope of the line.
Oh.
2 plus.
2 plus y dash equals 0, therefore y dash equals negative 2. That's the slope of the tangent line. Slope of the curve, f dash equals minus, what do I do with this? Set it equal. So x equals 0. Therefore, oh by the way, understand the goal. My goal is to find x and y, therefore when I play. How do I find y? Just plug in the second guy. Please understand, there are actually kids who are plugging into this guy. Look at the board. If you plug in 0 here, you get y equals k. That's not helping you. It's kind of useless. I plug in there. So f of 0 is 5. So y equals 5. Final answer, 2 times 0 plus 5 equals k. So k equals. Okay. Again, don't plug into the first guy. It's useless. Let's do 19, similar word problem. They're just similar repetitious word problems for practice. They come in multiple choice. 19 says, for what value of x will that curve be normal or perpendicular to that line? So what do I just do? As before. And then
Set them equal to each other.
set them equal to each other.
No, the opposite.
For that guy, correct?
Yeah.
So that guy equal to the negative reciprocal of that guy. So f dash of x equals, thank you, will it become positive 4e negative x? Do you understand why? Plus 6. So that's the slope of that curve. let's find the slope of the line, which is plus, if a y dash equals, what is the slope I'm interested in?
15 over 2.
Which is positive 15 over 2. Flip the number and flip the sign. Is that clear? And then what do I do last step?
Set them equal.
Set them equal. So I have 4 e negative x plus 6 equals 7.5. Okay, guide me. Next step. Oh, we won't touch a calculator. We'll just do it by hand. Next step. So 4e negative x equals 1.5 or 3 halves. Therefore, e negative x equals 1.5 divided by 4. Is that clear? It's like 3 over 8. And then last step, ln. So negative x equals ln 1.5 over 4. Whatever that is, that's actually 3 over 8. And is that the answer? Divide by negative 1. So x equals negative ln 3 over 8. Okay. That's the question. What value x? Is that clear? Looks weird, but that's fine. If you had a calculator, you can simplify, but leave it alone. Okay? Just take the ball and run. Oh, okay. So you have one question like this in your final. I give you 3 graphs. And you have to determine which is the original function, which is the derivative, which is the second derivative. Is that clear? So some students may have forgotten how to do this. I'm going over it. Put your pencils down. Let me just talk about it. So it's A, B, C. You have to write something like maybe A dash is B, B dash is C, or the other way around. Okay? So all you need to know is this. Everybody look at the board. Put your pencils down so you can only pay attention. The only thing you need to be aware of is when is the graph rising or falling? Because then you have slopes positive or negative, right? So if the graph is increasing, can you see the graph is rising?
Yeah.
Then its slope will be positive.
Yes.
It should be above the axis. And if it's falling, then the slope should be below the axis. And the other thing is, don't forget maxima minima. At the maxima minima, can you see the slope should be 0? Don't forget that. I should have a horizontal line. Okay. Let's start with the blue guy. Doesn't matter. Can you see the graph is always rising?
Yes.
Therefore, if I had a slope, will it always be above the axis?
Yes.
Can you see neither is? So we cannot write A dash equals B or A dash equals C. Is that clear? Okay, now let's look at B. So I will do one for you, you'll do the other one for yourselves. Let's have a look at B. Can you see initially it's falling?
Yes.
So the slope should be
Below.
below the axis. And then it is, therefore the slope should be positive. And at this point the slope should be, which is the only graph that satisfies all 3 conditions. A. So on your notebook you can write down, it's question 22 by the way. In your notebook you write B dash equals 8. So observe the goal. Okay, see if you can figure out C, what's going on with C. Do that yourself, nobody speaks. So, kind of, initially, can you see my slope is kind of 0? Finally, also, my slope is kind of 0. And I'm always decreasing. The slope should always be below the axis. Therefore,
C dash equals B.
C dash equals B. Okay, so you should be able to figure out. So only see where the graph is rising and falling, what the extreme are. Guys, there's a girl in my BC class called Dominguez, and she had this clarification. Look at the board, please. Assume let's look at A. Let's look at A again. Look at the board, please. This is important stuff. And she made this discovery because she was getting confused. She said, Ramaswamy, it's taking me a long time. And I said, why? And she was walking me through the problem, and I realized what her error was. Look at the board. Now this is profound. Convince yourselves the x-intercept is completely irrelevant. That x-intercept guy is completely irrelevant. Have a look. The graph is rising. Are the slopes always above the axis? So who cares about that point? So please understand, the intercepts are irrelevant to figuring out the problem. The only thing I'm interested in is what's your relative min and relative max. The intercepts are irrelevant. And students that don't understand that, they make mistakes. They get confused. They confuse themselves. Okay, let's do a graph problem. Let's hit enter. So let's do a problem where you get information from a graph. Copy down the function. It says h of x equals g of f of x. And it says find h dash of 2. So what should I find first? So h dash of x, which is times f dash of x. And then should I plug into show that work, which is g dash of f of 2 times f dash of 2. Okay, now let's go about finding what we need. Let me raise this. And even extract. Whoa. Okay. So first I need f of 2. Observe, is it the black guy or the gray guy? Find f of 2, which is 7. So cross that out, write down 7. Now pay close attention because some students have trouble with this. I need g dash of 7. In simple language, I need the slope of the g function at 7. When I say slope, just do rise over run. So go to 7. Okay. Go to g. I just need a slope there. Can I just do rise over run? Okay. So look there. Is that a rise or a fall? Fall off.
-1/2.
What? Where are you getting -1? Aren't you falling 2? No, 0.5. Oh my God, this guy. Can you just go this way?
7.
Okay, at 7. Yeah, but it's the whole line, right? Okay. Can you just slope here, the same slope here, same slope and slope? They all have the same slopes, you know. So is it a fall of 2 and run of 4? So is that -1/2?
Yeah.
Wait, that's what I said.
Times. That's what he says.
Ah.
No, that's literally what I said.
I know, that's what he said. That's what I said.
That's what he said. Like,
Why did you scold me? I said that.
I didn't scold you. I said that's what he said. All right, now let's do f dash of 2. Guys, let's find f dash of 2. So what is the slope there?
1.
Just 1. So final answer, -1/2. So this is fair game, getting information, chain rule from a graph. I'm just going to read the graph. Oh, let's do another one. We learned this yesterday for the first time. We're going over it again. So it says, if h of x is g inverse of x, find the derivative of h of x at x equals 4. First step, interpret the problem exactly the way it's written. It says, find the derivative of h of x. What am I writing? H dash of x. But h is g inverse, so what should I rewrite that as? No. G inverse dash of x. Right? Because h of x is g inverse of x. I'm addressing that. I'm plugging that in. Otherwise you're like, what? Now equals over g dash of x. And x equals something, but I don't know what the x value is. Now keep in mind, can you see 4 lies on g inverse? So you have x equals 4 lies on g inverse. Therefore, y equal to 4 lies on g. So let's read the graph. So go to g, and it says y equal to 4 lies on g. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Okay, I get it. If y equal to 4 lies on g, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that 1? So x equals 1. You need to read the graph carefully.
X is home.
So 1 over g.
And now what is the slope then?
1 over g dash of 1.
Yeah, what is the slope then? -1. So final answer 1 over -1.
Is it 1/2?
Is it 1/2?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
It runs 2.
You're going down to but running across 4.
So y.
-1/2. So final answer will be -2 then. What is that? Oh yeah, last year. So it's misspelled. It's actually Hillcrest.
Abomination is what it is.
I don't know. I don't know where I got that. I stole it from somewhere, and I have no idea where. I remember stealing it, but I don't know from where. I'm just being honest. See, this is what is called honest thief. See, even we have values.
Honesty could get you in jail.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let me go over the problem slowly again. The question says find the derivative of h. Okay, that's h dash of x. but they give you that h is actually the inverse of g, or g is the inverse of h. So g inverse dash of x, which is 1 over g dash of x, at x equals 1. And, oh sorry, they gave us x at x equals 4. That means x equals 4 on the inverse function, so y equals 4 on the original. Y equal to 4 on the original, because x equals 1. Then I just need the slope there, and I want to plug it in. Slow and steady, there's a lot of work required. Okay, I'll leave this. Oh, all right, there's a question like this. Have a look at 28, please, 28. This says, find A and B so that the function is differentiable. We learned this long time ago, so I'm going over it again. Guys, if you have a piecewise function, it's differentiable, see if this comes back. I'm speaking to the board. If I should be able to find the derivative, I should have no breaks, it should be a smooth curve, correct? And not even no sharp corners. So write this down, differentiability. And especially for piecewise functions. There's no problem, it's a simple function. So, two things should be true. Left-hand limit should be equal to right-hand limit, and left-hand derivative should be right-hand derivative. Does that make it come back? Okay. So the function is differentiable, as in the slope exists. No, this is, remember I administered the SAT, so I got pencils to administer. I have, okay, use that. Now the class is thinking he's just disturbing the class. He's just distracting me.
Hey class, look at me with these pencils in this case.
Okay, so look at the board, please. Look at the board. For left-hand limit and right-hand limit, you just plug in -1.
Yes.
So let me show the work. It's smart to show the work. Left-hand limit equals right-hand limit. Standard board, we're plugging in for x. What's your left-hand limit? A plus b equals, what's your right-hand limit? 2 minus a. You get the a's together. So what does it really become? 2a plus b equals 2. Okay, that's left-hand limit equals right-hand limit. Next, I should do left-hand derivative equals right-hand derivative. So what should I find first? The derivative. Okay, so I'll write left-hand derivative equals right-hand derivative. Okay, and guys, don't forget basic skills. A and b are constants. Okay, what's the left-hand derivative? 2ax minus b. Okay. What's your right-hand derivative? Guys, if you're not involved, you're just copying. You should be thinking.
4x plus a.
Okay, many kids do this and then they get lost. What should I do next step? Plug in that -1. There's a value there. So what's your left-hand derivative really? Negative 2a plus a. Can you move the a's together? What do we really get? Negative 3a minus b equals -4. Okay, I'll write them underneath. Negative 3a minus b equals -4. Okay, what simple algebraic operation will get rid of one variable?
Substitution.
What a fool you
Or,
are.
I mean, elimination.
Yeah, if you just add them, the b's cancel, you can do it. Okay, therefore negative a equals, therefore a equals, and then if I know one variable, how do I find the other guy? Plug into any one of the equations, do that yourselves, and solve for b. A equals 2, plug into any simple equation that we have. What? What'd you get? -2? Okay, check if b is -2. You can plug into this guy, the easy ones. This one, I mean, any of the easy ones. B equals -2. Alright? Let's do another problem. Write an example. Man, now I'm going to write a problem on the board. Please remind me to do that in BC because I've done this with the BC class. So write this down, please. Example. Just say example. Find f dash of -1 if I'm giving you a piecewise function. Okay. 2x squared minus plus 2x when x is less or equal to -1 equals 2x squared plus 2x. What the hell? Oh yeah, I get it. Minus 1 when x is greater or greater than -1. The question says find f dash at -1. Let's see who's bright. How do I do the problem?
Find the derivative. No.
You find the derivative of both.
Sorry? Left hand derivative equals right hand derivative?
Well, you have to,
Would you find the derivative of both and put in the differential?
He says find the derivative of both and plug in -1. Let's try that, okay? What's left hand derivative? 4x.
plus 2.
Therefore, what's f dash? -2. Let's do right hand derivative, which is 4x plus 2. Therefore, f dash is
-2.
final answer
-2.
-2 because they match. Wrong.
Oh,
You gotta do it right.
That's wrong.
Is it? Don't you have to also do left hand limit?
Thank you. You also have to do if left hand limit equals right hand limit.
Oh.
Trick question. We just went over it. That means is it differentiable? We don't even know if it's differentiable at -1. You have to check for differentiability or continuity first. I don't know if it's continuous. So you should do left hand limit equals. So make a gentle note, as in this. Not sufficient. Make a note to yourselves. Not sufficient. Just doing that.
If it's not differential.
It is differentiable, but it not going to be continuous.
Okay.
So the differentiability requires continuity and left hand derivative equals right hand. Let's do left hand limit equals right hand limit. Let's do left hand limit. Can we just plug in -1? What's the left hand limit? Which is 0. What's your right hand limit? -1. It was not even continuous in the first place. There's a jump. There's a jump. Look at me, please. For those of you, I'm blowing your minds. I'm blowing your minds exactly what is going on. At -1, look at the board, please.
Yes.
This is what the graph looks like. I'm doing a rough graph. It's not a precise graph. It's something like this. Oh, sorry. 0, -1. Okay. 0, -1. Look at the board, please. I'm blowing your mind. Is the slope exactly the same?
Yes.
You observe the slope is exactly the same,
Derivative.
but it's not even continuous. So earlier when we got -2, it's like that. But we didn't even check for is it continuous in the first place. The correct answer.
Wow.
The correct answer does not exist. AP question. That is the correct answer.
That's the one you want me to remind you about?
So, Mr. Rom- So if the right hand limit and left hand limit are both the same,
Then check for differentiability, see if left hand derivative equals right hand derivative. If you then get the same answer, that final answer is the correct answer. Is that clear?
Wait, so Mr. Ramaswamy.
No, one second. I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying what Afnan said. Everybody, look at me. He says first check for continuity. Can you see? Look at me. If it's not even continuous, why care about taking derivatives? Do you see that? So I should have actually done that first. Made sure it is continuous. Then let's find the left hand derivative, right hand derivative. See if they're equal. And if they're equal, that is the final answer. If they're not equal, we still say it does not exist. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, this is for differentiability, right?
Yeah. So the question says, especially derivatives of piecewise functions, first find left hand limit equals right hand limit. Then left hand derivative equals right hand derivative. If all of them match up, or limits are equal, derivatives are equal, then the derivative is what you found. But
Otherwise.
I wanted to make sure you understand that. Okay, let's. They're getting repetitious.
Do we need a break? I don't know the marker you can throw.
It's not working?
Minus.
Guys, let's do question 10. We haven't done 10 in class. I've been assigning them homework, but we haven't done it in class. Stay with me, do not fall behind. Guys, good news, bad news, depending on your perspective.
Okay.
Sanchez, sweet girl, are you keeping up with your work?
Yeah.
You paused.
Oh, it's because yesterday I took my homework.
Am I good or what?
But no, I am.
Okay, good girl. All right, guys, without you being aware of it, today is Thursday, right? We are done with the review for derivatives. Pretty much done. Okay, so the next 3 days we will review, oh no, 2 days. We'll do a 2-day review of the next chapter, which is maximum, minima, increasing, decreasing, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then we will review for maybe 1 day that a quarter chapter that I did, probably 1 day. And then we'll do a 2-day, I think 2-day mixed review,
And
everything.
Test.
And then test on them. So it's like perfectly timed.
That's fine.
He says, how many questions are in the final? If I remember right, like 40 or 42 questions.
So that,
Yeah, and you got 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, you have 3 days,
And
only
they're all,
about 40 questions.
they're all timed for about 10 minutes.
Every question is timed for about 2.5 minutes. It's very liberally timed.
Wait, why
I'm the other reason, it's a strategic reason. There may be a time, like this fool girl Sanchez, she's like absent on Monday, but she still has another day to catch up. But by Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, everybody should have done the final. We'll spend Thursday, Friday grading it and we're done.
Hey,
Yes,
I'll do
good.
that.
What do we do when we come back for the,
Oh, we'll just continue with chapter 5, whatever. We'll finish that. We'll just, first semester just continues. Okay. Stay with me, please. We'll do 10. Shh. Stay with me. Shh. Stay with me. 10 says, copy down number 10. Or just write an example. X squared plus 3xy plus y squared equals -7. And the question says, find y dash at -2, 1. It's like a favorite question on the AP exam. Okay. Should we just find the derivative? We'll solve for y dash and plug it in, alright? Slow and steady. What's the first derivative?
2.
Careful. How do we find the second derivative?
Product.
Okay. First function, second function. 3x times y dash plus y times,
Times 3.
please put the dots clearly, plus
Plus 2y times
y dash, very good, equals
0.
0. Dhoni, sweet girl, are you doing okay?
We rewrite.
Oh, yesterday, rewrite. I'm going to rewrite it so it's nice and easy. Yesterday, something very embarrassing happened. So I was not biking, like going outside. There was a girl who kind of looked like Dhoni's from behind. So I thought it was Dhoni's. I just saw her corner of the face. I saw glasses. I was like, okay, that looks like Dhoni's. I say, hey, Miss Dhoni's, like just me being friendly.
Yeah.
Like, but we were like walking out. Hey, Miss Dhoni's. And then I biked slightly ahead and saw it wasn't Dhoni's. It's like, okay. So good thing that girl did not turn.
Okay.
So she did not turn around and acknowledge my creepiness. So it almost seemed as if she hadn't heard me.
Maybe she
I
did,
just
but
bite-
she was just scared.
Okay, Mr. Domingo correctly says rewrite. So is that 2x plus 3xy dash plus 3y plus 2y dash equal to 0. Keep the goal in mind on solving for y dash. Y dash terms on the left, non-y dash terms on the right. So 3xy dash plus 2y dash equals minus 3y. What do I do on the left hand side? Inside equals -2x plus minus 3y. Last step. Okay. 3x plus 2y. Okay, now let's see how many have basic skills. Plug this in without making any mistake. Tell me your final answer. Slow and steady.
We ever found like this in homework?
Sorry?
A few problems like this in homework?
Yeah.
Okay.
Earlier in the year, didn't you say that at the second step we could...
Ah, yeah, we used to. And then we realized in BC we were making lots of mistakes. So Mr. Borbone suggested, Ramaswamy, let's solve for y dash, plug it in, we're less likely to make mistakes. My BC class, like half the kids had trouble plugging it in without making mistakes. And he said, no, never again.
I remember.
Okay? All right, what is your final answer? What do we get? -1/4. Okay, check it out, -1/4. Okay, let's make fun of the fool guy at the back who got this. Watch. This is the fool kid who got 1/4. Guys, check your answer if it's -1/4. Sounds about right. The girls were like, okay, where did I go wrong? Guys are like, Nah, negative 1/4. Guys, okay, the answer is negative 1/4. Guys, make sure the answer is 1/4. All right. For practice. Nah, we're done. Okay, let's do a couple of questions on. Let's actually start the next chapter. Let's do maximum in a simple problem. Okay, I'll just make it up. I'm just that good. I just make it up. Yeah, I'm just a badass. Okay, just draw a line. We're starting with a review for the next chapter. Just draw a line. So the concept is called application.
Why do you still put your phone in the envelope of the case?
Because it's for like hygiene purposes. I sit in 100 places. My pants are kind of untied, are not clean, so I keep forgetting sometimes. So I go home. For those of you, so I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. So I go home every single day and take a cotton ball, spray alcohol into it, because alcohol is a disinfectant. Kind of squeeze the alcohol out, so it's just a little bit of alcohol, and I just wipe my phone. I do this every day. Because this is like my outside phone. I've like touched 100 places and touched this. And I put it next to my ear, like germs. So after I go home, I clean it with alcohol every day. I kind of sometimes use the envelope. Oh my god! Cleaning with alcohol, it's kind of wearing out the thing. I just realized this.
Rubber. Alcohol is gross.
Alright. So I'll have to use my envelope then. I have to.
This one.
That's my yesterday's envelope. You don't use the
same one?
Because I sometimes forget. I leave my covers somewhere. Okay. Right now, applications of derivatives. Thank you.
Wow.
Can you go on the topic?
Okay, stay with me, please. Write down question number 1. I'm just making stuff that you may see on your final. Over what interval?
So easy stuff.
Yeah, very basic stuff. Over what interval is f of x equals, I'm just making this up, I have no idea where this is going. Negative 2x4 plus x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x minus 2. Concave up.
Okay.
Slow and steady. Think before you answer. In general, you know this question. In general, if a function is concave up, what must be true? Should be greater than 0. Please understand. So I'm trying f double dash, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, look down. So f dash equals plus minus. Okay. What do we find next? Negative 24x squared plus 6x minus 8. Can we factor that a little bit? Pull out a some kid in the back going 3. Can we factor a negative 2? Guys, if the leading term is negative, you must take out the negative sign. What comes inside? Careful. Minus 3x plus 4.
Yeah.
Guys, let's be honest, that doesn't factor.
Yeah.
So it's the only way to do the problem.
Negative
Quadratic formula, careful.
plus or minus
So 3 plus or minus.
9.
Oh. Oh my god.
What?
Okay, I have to, guys, I'm going to change the sign a little bit. Relax, just make a small sign change. Make this negative 4, therefore make that positive 8, and positive. No, don't get me wrong, I can still do that problem, but I just went through the problem, I had in my mind saying, no, this is a better problem. Okay, so I just switched the sign there. Okay, now continue. B squared, which is 9, 4 times 12, 48. 48 times 4 is easy. 50 times 4 is 200, so is it 192?
Well, yeah, 192.
Plus 192, correct?
Yes.
2 negatives make a positive.
Yeah.
Over
Over
2a, which is 24.
24. Yeah.
It's 3. plus or minus 201 over 24. What do we do with this guy? Number line, don't forget number line. Just because it looks weird doesn't make it complicated. Let's just use a number line.
3.
What's your the left guy?
3 minus.
Radical 201 all over 24. 3 plus radical 201 over 24. Careful.
Oh.
What do we start with?
Oh.
Negative. Positive, negative. Is that clear? Now that you can answer the question, it says concave up. So final answer? In between.
Yeah.
3 minus radical 201 over 24. 2. 3 plus radical 201. The reason I deliberately made that problem to show you it is okay if you get a weird radical. Okay, but the key thing is observe the negative sign in front, yeah? Let's do another problem. No, that's my CSET stuff. Remember, I help prospective math teachers become math teachers? Yeah.
Is it how many prospective math teachers you have right now?
No, it's not like how many. There are people who just call me somewhere in California who will call me and say, I need help passing that exam. So I like sell materials. I have like a side business. So I sell materials. That's what he's looking at. And then I also tutor. As far as tutoring goes, right now, I'm tutoring 2 people. One, I've almost successfully finished, so I'm tutoring in calculus. We're just wrapping it up. So we're basically doing BC. The only thing, he's on now. We began way behind BC class. Now we're ahead of you. Because I tutor him like twice a week. And he's a fairly sharp guy.
Is it the Thai guy?
The Thai guy.
When you went
Oh,
to-
yeah. We had, and his girlfriend, yeah. So,
You went to Thailand?
not Thailand. We have Thai food down the street. And Riverside Thai. So I'm tutoring that guy, but we're almost wrapping it up, and then I tutor another woman. If I mention her name, she's called Miss Nicola.
She's right.
Miss Nicola.
She's fairly bright.
Yeah, she's very hardworking. She's bright, but very hardworking. That's more important to me. Yeah? So basically, 2 people I tutor about twice a week. Okay, writer number 2, please. Let's do a problem. Another problem. Okay, nice. This is a release question. Identify the inflection points of f of x equals, f dash of x.
Yeah.
F dash of x equals x minus 2 squared times x plus 3, say, cubed. Okay, now stop. Now think. If I want an inflection point, what must be true? What changes signs? It's cute. It gives it rises. Rises. What is rising? F dash changes signs. Double dash. F dash changes signs means it's extrema. Okay. So should I know F dash, right? Should I just find F double dash? Okay, slow and steady. Wait, tell me what to write. Product rule,
Yeah.
and then power rule, chain rule. So x minus 2 squared times 3
X plus 3
times
1.
1 plus. Keep the second guy fixed.
Mhm.
I don't get time this now. I try to. Have all the Spanish books. Have a look. They're all Spanish books there. I didn't get enough time to study them. It's like, yeah. It's like, estoy, like aprendiendo español. Pero más despacio.
Despacito.
Oh my god.
Okay, times 2x minus 2. Yes? Okay. Careful, let's do factoring. Which are the 2 terms we can take out?
X minus 2.
And then x plus 3 squared, correct? Now careful. Observe what's the leftover, what's inside. Ah?
Oh, 3.
3x minus 2 plus
Plus X plus 2. X plus 3.
thank you, 2x plus 3.
There we go.
Okay, now let's combine like terms inside. So it's x minus 2, x plus 3 squared. Combine like terms, tell me what you get. Look down.
5x.
Is it just 5x?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Alright. What do I do last step? Hint, F double dash should change signs. What do I do last step? Number line, thank you.
Number 1.
What are the cry? What are the three roots? -3, 0, and 2. Okay, now cuidado. What do we start with? Positive at 2, negative.
No.
What?
Isn't in, no.
What? Okay, let's continue. At 0, positive. At -3, positive. Look at the powers. So the question said identify the inflection points, which is the only inflection point. Oh, sorry. Which are the two inflection points? 0 and 2. Okay, some of you are extremely bright. Let me show you a small shortcut. Look at the board, please. Shh. Okay, let's see. Some of you are extremely bright, and I went over this in my BC class. How many of you can identify the inflection points just by staring there? Nobody speaks. Raise your hand when you figure it out. Okay. Why? By just looking at double dash, hint, it's already factored for you. I can find the inflection points. I really don't need to show work. Ms. Franco.
Because exponency has an odd power.
Thank you. So, should we basically look at the powers?
Yeah.
Is that an odd power?
Yeah.
So I will have an inflection point. Is that an odd power?
Yeah.
The even power, the sign will not flip. So you can do. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Let's do number 3. We're almost done. Uh, okay, identify the intervals over which. Oh, actually stop. Yeah, no, that also goes with this. So sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm sitting there with Ms. Balo. I don't want to get up and use this keyboard, so I just use that keyboard.
Can you do that?
Yeah, it's like, it just has a stupid, like, dongle, the dong, what do you call it, dongle?
Dong.
Huh?
Dongle is a cord.
Is the cord, or the USB receiver? I just use there are 2 receivers for the board, so, or the key for the keyboard. All right. Actually, guys, let me show you the BC. The BC kids are doing this for homework, but it's basically the question I'm assigning. We can do in class. Oh, today's day is 74. Okay, I think it's 9.
2.5, I'm done.
Oh, this is really So they're already on interview? No, on review.
Oh, okay. Can you just make, on your sheet of paper, can you just make a quick graph? Forget the stupid labeling, just go -2, +2, 4, and then 6. So just do a quick graph.
Forget about
Yeah, no, we'll keep that, but we'll do a graphing question. Okay, and then label that graph f dash of x. Okay, label this graph f dash of x. Thank you, Ms. Nava. So, let's do a couple of questions. Identify intervals over which A, f is increasing and decreasing. B, f is concave up and concave down. C, identify the extrema. And D, identify the and inflection points. So keep in mind, that's the f dash graph. I can raise this a little so that I can see that. Is that better? Okay, so let's go with the concept again. Don't look at the board just yet, okay? If I want to know if a function is increasing, what must be true?
F dash greater than 0.
F dash should be greater than 0. Is this not the f dash graph? Can we just see where it's greater than 0? So let's do A, increasing interval. From
2 to 6.
2 to 6?
Yeah.
Look at the board, please, because some kids who are weaker conceptually get lost. It's like, should I break here? But why? Are you above the axis? There's no reason to break here. Just 2 through 6. Okay, don't forget to write an explanation. Since
Since
is greater than 0. Let's do decreasing interval.
Negative 42.
-4 to. Guys, watch. Should I say -4 to 2, or should I say -4 to -2, -2 to 2? So here are my options. Break the interval, don't break the interval. Break, because over there, f dash is 0. We need below the axis. So use common sense. Don't just quickly say. So -4 to -2, and then -2 to 2, since f dash is less than 0. Okay, let's do the last couple of things. Let's do I wrote it twice. Concave down. Let's do concave up. If it's concave up, should f double dash be greater than 0? Or in simple language, should its slope be positive? When is this slope positive? -4 to -2, and then 0 to 2. Okay, now careful. Another lovely question. There are kids who were marked down because you're not paying attention. Should I do 0 to 2 or 0 to 4? Okay, break the interval, don't break the interval.
Break.
Okay, we have to, because here there's no derivative. It's a sharp corner.
Yeah.
You have to slow down and think through it.
That's probably
0 to 2,
And then
2 to 4. That's concave up. You need to, and then let's do concave down. -2 to 0, and then 4 to 6, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.